Hi, Gemini family. I love you guys so much. Oh my gosh. Big shout out to my friend Elizabeth. Hey, girl. She was amazing at my birthday. True friend to me. True friend to me. This has been a really intense time. I'm going to be honest with you all. For me, it's kind of my solar new year happened right before the eclipse. The eclipse happened. It's been a real reset time for me, and I've been trying to learn how to take better care of myself, and that has been a challenge. There's been a lot going on, so it's taken me, I'm trying to work through this Mercury retrograde while filming videos and getting them online, and of course, that always causes everything to slow down. So videos are coming out a little later, and things are just slowed down right now. It is a time of learning for me personally. And I have to say that Tiffany at Pink LUNE has been my rock through all of this. I'm wearing her custom made piece for me with amethyst, quartz, and aquamarine on this beautiful rose gold, along with these amethyst earrings. Are they not gorgeous? Her work has helped me stay grounded and stable so much through this time for me. It has been really personally challenging. So I highly recommend checking her out. She's giving you 15% off. Check out her site. I'm going to put the promo code and her link in the description box. And I know I say it every month, but really, truly, she is my heart, and her work is amazing. It's amazing. That's all I got to say. So with that said, we are in Virgo season. Mercury is going direct around the 6th. But, here's your ruler, right? Starting the month off right out of the gate with a retrograde. And then, Mercury rules you guys, and it rules Virgo. It's the flip side of the mercurial orbit, I guess you could say, or the mercurial personality, right? We have you guys and your ability to transcend and communicate, and then we have the Virgo side. You two mutable signs. And, for you, Virgo is the 4th house. It's the 4th house of home, family, subconscious, the internal world. So it's kind of an intense time for you guys, because as much as you guys are like outgoing and getting people together and chatting and making things happen and all that stuff, what I think you're going to be finding in September is that you're looking internally about what you want in your partnerships, in your home life. It's almost a nesting vibe I get. And that's actually the word I wrote down for your note, was nesting. Nesting and anchoring were the 2 words that I wrote down for Geminis this September. So it's kind of going to be, this earthy energy is great for air signs because it gets you grounded a little bit. It helps you to take a breath and get everything kind of in order, right? It helps to slow down a little bit. And so this other side of Mercury, right, the way that Mercury works in Virgo, is it's meticulous about the day-to-day details of how things work. Where you guys are meticulous in thinking through things and analyzing things, Virgo, the Mercury Virgo, the Virgo side of Mercury, the Virgo energy is one of looking at the practical and making it work practically. So I think that's going to be really helpful for you guys in figuring out what you want your home and family life to look like, what you want your internal world, the most intimate of your spaces, to look like. And so, just finished shuffling here. And it's really interesting because overall, I think this month is going to be a really positive and slow and steady kind of month for you guys, where you kind of just put one foot in front of the other and you get everything moving. But we start off right out of the gate, you guys, actually, with the Emperor and the Sun. Boom. That's intense. These are both like fiery, intense, forward-focused, creative energies. And kind of what I'm seeing here is like, there's a real interesting theme during Virgo season in September in general of setting your visions for the last part of the year. We're in mutable territory Northern hemisphere, we're closing out summer and we're going into fall. Southern hemisphere, we're closing out winter and we're heading into spring. Both cases, there's this desire for setting intention, right? Because these shift in seasons are they're really important. They work on a spiritual level where you have to take stock of your stores and where you want to put your energy. And for these two, these are like, where are you putting your heart focus, your inner flame? Like, these are so intense because they are just like drilling a hole into the future, like they will figure out how to get to where they want to go. There's some kind of path that you are really going to be latched onto, is what I'm feeling like. And you're going to be really focused on how you're going to get there. Like, this is a bigger path. This has to do with the bigger picture, what you're going to be doing over the next couple of years, not just like, over the next month, I'd like to have this project done. This is like, no, this is you like moving cities, changing housing, changing jobs, upgrading your house, whatever the project is, getting a partner and moving in. This is like the big kahuna stuff, right? This is the flame heart initiating, focused, creative energy that we have right out of the gate. I'm feeling like a lot of you are you're determined on something, right? But that determination is wonderful. And what I get with this too is there's a clarity here, right? Like, if you have questions about something, if you're not certain how something's going to turn out, these two cards are kind of that thing of like, this is the green light, this is how we're going. It's very clear. There's no wishy-washy energy whatsoever. So I think you might find that the beginning of the month sets you off to be really determined, is the word I would use. Like, determined to make it work on that practical level, right? Because once again, these aren't cards of sitting in your head thinking about things. These are cards of action, which I think you guys need, because once again, having that earthy energy takes you out of your head and puts you in the world. It puts you in the world doing things, accomplishing things, making things happen. And that's what you need right now, because I think you've worn yourself out of being up in the head, and now you're like, I'm ready to have a path, to have a track, to make some things happen. And I see it happening, because the Ace of Pentacles and the Five of Wands pop out right after that. More high impact energy right here. Really high impact energy, actually. I mean, the Ace of Pentacles is fresh start, and I'm talking about these practical things. The Ace of Pentacles is like the most practical of the aces, right? This is about getting a fresh infusion of money, or moving house, or having improved health, or having the green light on something that's literally affects your physical, material world. It's like you guys are just, this is, once again, it's like, it's so fun. I'm really happy about this actually for you, gems, because I do feel like, you do, as much as you're in your natural element, thinking through things and daydreaming and envisioning and being able to analyze and be up here, working through it, flowing through it. There's something, you've been craving more of this action in the world for a while, because it helps balance you out, right? And it's finally coming. It's finally here, which is really exciting. High action, high impact. Like, this is like where you really make practical steps. And what's interesting is this Five of Wands, because you're opening something new up. And I'm seeing you have some kind of sparring. You know what I mean? It like you open up the practical manifestation of change where you're going for something new and you're doing it and you're going to go for it. It does bring about this kind of playful sparring of energies where you might find you're having little arguments, or you're having to stand up for your perspective on something. But I find this, once again, refreshing for you guys, because it's not you just sitting in your head. It's you actively engaging with whatever it is that needs to be changed and really putting your foot out there. There's a lot of fire going on here for you guys, like a lot of fire. And I have to say, too, so we start off the month in your 4th house of home and family, what you want, how you want to nest down, what you want your home life to look like. You're fantasizing about that. You're coming up with paths forward for it. And then we head into Libra, which is your 5th house of the heart and of creativity and of childhood and all these beautiful things, right? And so there's a creativity here. There's a movement here. There's a drive here. These two houses for you are really personal and quite beautiful and very profound. Now, there's so much high-speed action going on in the material world around you. You're having conversations. You're making moves. You're planning the shifts and changes that you want in your life. Like, you're making it happen. What that is doing is bringing up some of these deeper themes. I will say this. You know, the fourth house is also associated with the subconscious, with the hidden world. And the High Priestess and the Devil came out next. And for me, these are the more hidden parts of yourself. I think, you know, when you stir the pot, you stir the waters, you get things moving. Kind of like, you know, when people talk about renovating a haunted old hotel or something, how there may not have been any poltergeist activity for years, but as soon as you start ripping out walls, things start going weird. Not that I'm comparing you guys to poltergeists or anything, but I am, but I'm not. I think that, you know, in the tearing open of this new territory where you're like literally going and making a change, you are kind of bringing up some of these deeper themes. You know, the High Priestess and the Devil. You're going to want to sit with these energies right here for a minute. And part of the reason I'm saying this too is one of the other key things going on in September for everybody is we have this Pluto retrograde that's been going on since April, and it ends on the 28th of this month. In Capricorn, actually, and Devil is the Capricorn card. And that means that, you know, Pluto rules the underworld, right? There's a theme here with you guys of your internal world versus your external. And because you're making moves, and this is awesome, and I love that we're actually seeing you guys just get on that and move on it. Last month we were talking about manifestation. This month we're talking about actually doing it. It's stirring this up. It's stirring the waters. You're going to want to allow for this to flood through you. And honestly, I talk with one of my dearest, closest friends is a Gemini, so I talk to her a lot, and I get a lot of insight about the Gemini life. Because I don't have much air in my chart. I need you guys to help me here, right? And, you know, she's like, I'm up here in my head. I don't feel things down here. But these two energies are asking you to do that. Kind of allow this stuff to flood through you and move on. Because it's coming up. Because you are setting your sights on a new horizon, you guys. And that means you're closing something out here that is really deep. You know, the High Priestess is this watery intuitive. She understands both sides of the veil. And she knows and she feels. And the Devil is, you know, he's about your reputation in the world and the work you do in the world and the way you put your foot forward. But he's also about secretly, internally, yes, you have your persona on the outside, but internally, you have your own ideas of bondage and what you should be doing and how you should be doing it. And I think for you guys, when things start to go well and things start to move, there's a part of you that kind of goes right here. I've talked about the chaos spectacles before, but there's a part of you that goes here and thinks about the shoulds and the shouldn'ts and the chains that you have underneath the surface. And you're going to be feeling the pull of those, and you're going to feel tight about it. But if you just take a minute, you're going to be fine. You're going to move on. And, you know, and once again, part of the reason I say that is you have this beautiful practical energy that's going to be carrying you. The Virgo energy, the Virgo side of Mercury is so wonderful at carrying you forward. And it's crazy. We have the Queen of Pentacles and the Hermit. Hermit is the Virgo card. And the Queen of Pentacles is she's so reasonable. You know, she's this mothering, warm energy that utilizes her resources smartly, takes care of others, and is really nurturing and kind of holds you steady. Whereas the Hermit is about doing the internal work, taking care of oneself, looking internally, taking the time, parsing through. So despite the fact that there's this high intensity, like fire energy, just underwriting everything for you this month, what's really going on is you're building something that's going to move forward. And so despite the fact that you're going to have some of these ghosts coming up from your subconscious and really hitting home for you, you're also going to be continuing forward in a really steady way. So I think it's a funny thing because internally there's going to be a bit of a roller coaster. You're going to be like, okay, great, we have this, we're going for it, it's great. Ooh, I'm feeling the chains, I'm not sure, am I allowed to have this? And that's happening it's all going on in here. But then there's just this lantern guiding you, right? There's just this warmth guiding you that's saying, yes, all of these things are happening inside, but you can do this. Here you go. We can have this. Let's make this. Let's excise all those old beliefs and those old demons. Let's let them go in the joy, in the absolute joy of creating, because this sun is about the joy of creating a life you want. Not because you feel guilty, not because you think you should be doing it a different way, but because it's joyful. This kid is joyful. Like he is not thinking about shoulds and coulds, right? Not like the devil does. So don't hold yourself back because of that. Now, the final card in your reading is the Knight of Cups, and I love this because I do think a lot of you, the movements and the changes you're making are romantic. And you guys need romance. You need that stimulation in your life. And the Knight of Cups is that proffering of that warm, wonderful energy that says, once again, yes, you can have this. You can have this love. You can have this beautiful world that feels good, where it feels good, like your body feels good, your soul feels good. And even when there's that little pinch from the back of your mind that's like, well, should we be doing this? Are we allowed to have this? What should we be doing? It doesn't matter because you have this warm, gooey underpinning right here. And you know where you want to go. Like, that's the thing. That's the thing. Starting a reading off with the Emperor, yes, he feels weight on his shoulders because he is the Emperor. And he's responsible for his kingdom. He's responsible for everything in it. But he knows where he is. He knows where his sights are set, right? And having that kind of energy behind you, honestly, is so much stronger than anything that is going to hold you back in shackles. And I think that's probably the biggest thing you're going to notice is that anything you thought was shackling you in your life up until now, a mental setting, a belief about yourself, whatever that was, this month is kind of going to show you that the only reason that it would hold you back is if you believe it and you buy into it. If you buy into those demons, they will get you. But everything around you is going to say, no, like, we want to carry you with us. We want to carry you into the next phase. We want to carry you into a world that is about a full cup, that is about steady internal gazing that allows you to move forward, that is about love, that is about passion and creativity and well-being. And I find that so beautiful for you all because it has been a time of mentally parsing through for a long time, and it is time for some action. It is time for some movement. It is time for some building for you. It is time to take all of this mental beauty that you have up here and get it on the ground in practical terms. And that is making me so happy for you guys. I love you all so much. You are my team. You are my people. You make my life so much richer. I need you, gems, in my life. I'm sending you all my best for this September. It's going to be beautiful. Have fun with it. Have fun creating and manifesting. Believe in it. It can be yours. You're allowed to have it. There's your permission slip once again. I will leave my website and my email below. Please get in touch with me. It might take a few weeks for me to get an appointment set up with you at this point, but I would love to work with you. So please be patient if you do check out my website or email me and ask me how we can work together. I would be happy to work with you. I'm also going to leave Pink Lune's info. Please check her out. She's amazing. And I will see you guys in October. Sending you all my best, my lovely air sign family. Mwah.